Now, wait a minute. That XANDER ZAYAS would knock out Jaron Boots Ennis?
You know that XANDER ZAYAS is going to be fighting Boots Ennis, so I'm going to ask him about that.
XANDER, man. XANDER about knockout.
Boots? You got XANDER fight? You got XANDER ZAYAS knocking out Boots?
That's my guy. I grew up with XANDER, man. Like, we was kids, bro.
Yeah, we got XANDER.
We'll get him started. He's going to start putting bets. Anyway.
Let's go, Pops. Yeah. XANDER. Yo, before you would have asked me a year, 2 years ago, XANDER and Boots, I would have had Boots. But I think that XANDER is daring to be great. He's asking for this fight. He could easily take any fight. He got a bunch of voluntary bouts that he could take. And he's taking this Boots fight. Boots, in my opinion, I think is looking at XANDER ZAYAS as the weakest link at 154. I think that's why he's taking this fight.
That's a mistake because that boy can box.
But they don't know. They don't know the camps that he was in. Like, he was in the camps we was in, the Adrian Broner camps. They don't know his IQ that he got. He's ready for Boots. We watched him spar some of these bigger ones, and he was a kid like Floyd. And he's the only one top ranked ever went as an amateur and signed him and still allowed him to compete.
16 years old.
So they seen the greatness. Boots gonna find out. He gonna find out.
Yeah, that's a crazy because XANDER he's fundamental. He got boxed, his straight punches. Like, we seen him in his last fight when he had to dog it out. The boy can fight.
Hey, yo, now look, folks, like I told Floyd Schofield, Kid Austin, if you would have asked me that 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, I'd be like, man, Jaron Boots Ennis will beat XANDER ZAYAS. But XANDER ZAYAS has gotten stronger. XANDER ZAYAS has gotten smarter. XANDER ZAYAS is only 23 years old. He got a lot of upside. And I believe that XANDER ZAYAS, look, it's a 50-50 fight. I think that Boots Ennis will win 115-113. That's how close I think this fight could be. I don't think it's going to be a knockout either way. I think that XANDER ZAYAS is too tough. I think he got a chin. I don't think he's going to go out like that. I just don't think that XANDER ZAYAS may not have the knockout power, it factor to keep a Jaron Boots Ennis, to stop a Jaron Boots Ennis or be too much of a threat. But he is a threat to not outbox him, but to win in the scorecards as well. I won't be surprised if XANDER ZAYAS win a 115-113 his side, or even a split decision victory. But XANDER ZAYAS, in my opinion, will win the mental game going into the fight. And this is just my opinion. I'm not saying that Boots Ennis is not ready mentally. What I'm saying is that, like I told Floyd Schofield, Kid Austin, I think that XANDER ZAYAS wants this. He wants there to be great. He wants to prove himself to be the best. I don't think that Jaron Boots Ennis is fighting XANDER ZAYAS for that reason. Remember, he wanted to fight Virgil Ortiz after, you know what I'm saying, not declining that fight twice, right? I don't know if it was a bluff. I don't know if they really knew that Oscar De La Hoya and Virgil Ortiz was gonna have a situation, and maybe they would just put it out there that, oh, now we ready to fight Virgil Ortiz. But at the end of the day, Boots Ennis did sign to fight Virgil Ortiz, but also Josh Kelly signed to fight Jaron Boots Ennis, right? Let's not forget that Eddie Hearn also said that Josh Kelly signed to fight Jaron Boots Ennis already. So why didn't Jaron Boots Ennis go and fight the Josh Kelly fight out there in the UK in a soccer stadium? Why not? Maybe because Josh Kelly did showcase a style like a Karen Chimichurri that gave Jaron Boots Ennis a run for his money. Not a run for his money, but gave him a challenging fight in which he licked the ordinary. And maybe Jaron Boots Ennis said, man, nah, I don't want to fight Josh Kelly now, because he was ready to fight Josh Kelly before the Bakram fight. And let's not forget that Bakram was supposed to be the boogeyman of the 154-pound division. And to be honest, you don't hear nobody calling out Josh Kelly now. But anyway, I think that Jaron Boots Ennis, in my opinion, fighting XANDER ZAYAS because he believed out of all the champions, he's the weakest link. That he's weaker than a Fundura, that he's weaker than Virgil Ortiz, not a champion, but there's a potential. He's one of the top dudes in the 154-pound division. That he's weaker than Fundura. I think he's picking XANDER ZAYAS because I believe he hasn't showcased that type of power to be a threat, a real threat to him. And I think that if he loses, it will be that. I think overlooking XANDER ZAYAS' power, because we don't know if XANDER ZAYAS, you know what I'm saying, showcases his grown man strength. Let's not forget he's only 23 years old, so there's a lot of upsides. We might see new wrinkles to his game. You know what I'm saying? Javier Centeno, his trainer, has done a wonderful job in developing XANDER ZAYAS in the pros. Has done a wonderful job. XANDER ZAYAS is not scared of nobody. He wants greatness. So that edge, that mental edge, could get him over the hump. You know what I'm saying? I've seen guys that got heart and cojones beat guys that's supposed to be more skillful than them. You know what I'm saying? We've seen that in the sport of boxing. So power is not everything. I think that also Jaron Boots Ennis does get hit with the right hand quite often. I think that XANDER ZAYAS is more disciplined than Jaron Boots Ennis. But the reason why Jaron Boots Ennis seems like he don't have to fight discipline all the time is because he has the twitch muscle, the speed. He's a showman. You know, he's a showman. So of course, you're gonna take the type of risks that XANDER ZAYAS can't take, because he probably don't have that type of twitch muscles and speed and power and ability to do what Boots does. You know what I'm saying? Like a Roy Jones Jr. and things of that nature. If you've been following the channel, Punch Wrong Boxing, subscribe to the channel. I've been saying that Jaron Boots Ennis had the qualities of becoming the second coming of Roy Jones Jr. But I think that, you know what I'm saying, his manager, promoters in the past, you know, having a tough time in his career, has been a late bloomer. I don't think that the resume of Jaron Boots Ennis is going to overwhelm a XANDER ZAYAS. I don't even think that Jaron Boots Ennis got a better resume than XANDER ZAYAS. I think at least XANDER ZAYAS got a Patrick Teixeira, who was a champion in the 154-pound division, who is the best win of Boots Ennis' career. Well, Stanionis, who was all for a while. I love Jaron Boots Ennis. I've been talking about Jaron Boots Ennis for a long time. I appreciate XANDER ZAYAS. We've been talking about. I interviewed XANDER ZAYAS when he was 17 years old. You know what I'm saying? Let's not forget he got signed at 16 years old. How many fighters does get signed at 16 years old? You know, so, and by top rank, you know, they got the best eyes in boxing in terms of scouting and things of that nature. So they see something in XANDER ZAYAS and they see the growth. And also XANDER ZAYAS, you know, he doesn't have no entourage. He's dedicated to the game, just like Jaron Boots Ennis. You know what I'm saying? These are two good human beings that's gonna go out there and fight it out. But if I think that XANDER ZAYAS has the skill set, has the discipline to give Jaron Boots Ennis a run for his money. He is the unified champion, but a unified champion that still has to evolve in getting that type of respect and notoriety as being the top dog in a 154-pound division, right? And this one right here, I think he wants to be that, and that's why he took this fight. He could have taken any other fight. He could have taken any other fight voluntary. They just locked into the zone. Top Rank just locked in the zone deal. New money. He could have taken fully advantage. I'm going to say like this, even Top Rank is not happy that XANDER ZAYAS is taking this fight. That's how you know that this guy wants it. I think that XANDER ZAYAS wants it more than Jaron Boots Ennis, mentally-wise. You know? But we'll see. You know, that's just my opinion. I'm not saying that I'm right. That's just my opinion, because the way that he went by doing his business. There's other fights that Jaron Boots Ennis did decline that I'm like, I had to question, you know, his mental fortitude, or, you know, him daring to be great, him wanting to be great. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. It's gonna be a great fight. I don't agree with Floyd Schofield Kid Austin saying that he's gonna knock out. That's right there will be surprising. He got to show me that. But I do see XANDER ZAYAS doing what Karen Chimichurri did in more effective. But I also see Jaron Boots Ennis, you know, adjusting to whatever XANDER ZAYAS could throw at him. Again, I don't think these guys has overwhelmed us with a victory. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that XANDER ZAYAS has given a statement victory yet. And for me, Jaron Boots Ennis hasn't given me a statement victory yet as well, because of the opponents. Yeah, he has some good wins in terms of performances, but against who? So I think both of these guys got a lot to prove. And I think the time is ticking more with Jaron Boots Ennis, because he's a lot older. Let me know what y'all think, man. This is Punch Drunk Boxing, aka Mr. Moonshine himself. Who you got in the fight? Again, 115, 113, maybe Jaron Boots Ennis. I could see a 115, 113 split decision victory versus XANDER Zayas, and I'm still gonna be doing film study because I think the closer it get, the harder it is to pick to really pick this fight, because the growth of XANDER Zayas, we may see a new wrinkle to his game. And look, Jaron Boots Ennis is in the prime of his career, so we might see something. We might see something that we haven't seen before. But you know, I mean, I think that Jaron Boots Ennis hype is more how he look in these fights with lackluster opponents and sparring stories. You know what I'm saying? But even the guys that he be helping out, they don't win. Andy Cruz lost, Stephen Fulton lost, Canelo Alvarez lost. Maybe having Jaron Boots Ennis in your camp is bad luck. I don't know. Or maybe he beat him up so bad that they go already hurt going into that fight. I don't know, man. I like both fighters. Jaron Boots Ennis, I believe, has special attributes, but he got to do it versus a great fighter, and maybe this is the fight that could really get him over the hump as not only a guy that's passing an eye test, a guy that looks like he could be a Roy Jones Jr. If he beats XANDER Zayas in a spectacular victory, then that name and that assumption that he could be that will stick. Subscribe to the channel. Peace out.